in Los Angeles. I'm a tax professional by career. I'm an enrolled agent. I was an auditor for the IRS for 13 years, and I'm self-employed now. And I have free time to work and match Black love together. And Sincerely Black love is important to me because I believe the nuclear family is the key to building generational wealth and the basis for building family structures. Lineage is important because we have shared attributes that we all share as a group. You know, our traditions, ancestry, history, all of that draws us together, draws us to one another, actually. And, you know, it's time for us to be fruitful, multiply, and get our families back together through love, life, and lineage. And I'm so happy to be here.
A pleasure to have you. Dr. Tamara Rose, you can go next.
Hey, y'all. Hey, y'all. How you doing? This is Dr. Tamara Rose, and yeah, I'm excited to participate and be the official sex therapist for Sincerely Black Love because I am Black love, right? I embody Black love. I move in Black love. I don't know anything else other than Black love. I've been in the field of sexology or sex therapy, human sexuality, however you choose to call it, for about 33 years now. It's my gift, it's my purpose, it's my passion. I'm originally from Flint, Michigan. I grew up all over the United States. I'll say that because even though I technically physically grew up, or, you know, spent my younger years in Flint until I graduated and went to Alabama State University, I grew up kind of everywhere because there's a piece of me all over this country because I've lived all over the country. And so, yeah, now I did get my MSW from the big house. That will be the University of Michigan.
That's enough. All right, negative.
Go blue.
Go green, go white.
I had to say that to mess with you. I also am a member of the First and the Finest. That pink and green will do it. I'm just messing with Portia on all this. But seriously, ancestry and lineage is who I am. Every day, all day. Every day I commune and honor my ancestors. I'm all about my lineage. I'm their chosen. And so for me, Black ancestry is a lifestyle. It's who I am. It's not something that I do, you know, unlike some other folk. And so that's who I am. And I look forward to having this conversation because, like I said, I am Black love and I don't see anything other than Black love. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes. Man, yes, she embodies that. Dr. Tamara, I again so happy that you have joined Love Speak Easy. Man, you have no idea how important, well, you do know, but your work is so important to this mission. And again, I'm just so thankful for you to join us. I'm going to go ahead and move over to Terry Glenn Harris. Terry, go ahead and introduce yourself.
Good evening, everybody. First of all, I don't even want to follow Dr. Tamara. That was an incredible introduction. And I'm, you know, happy to just have been able to hear it. But my name is Terry Glenn Harris. I am a human resource professional by day. And aside from that, I am also an author, a public motivational speaker, podcaster, as well as an author. I love Black love, believe in Black love, and I'm all about Black love. Number one, because I am a Black man who was born to a Black woman, who is married to a Black woman, and has two beautiful Black children. So that is one great reason I'm so honored to have been asked to be a part of this. I also believe and know that, you know, Black love is what's going to keep this thing going. And when I say this thing, I'm talking about the rotating world that we all live in. And I'm just here to, you know, help connect more Black people to Black people so that we can continue to, you know, do what our ancestors, you know, started to do. And so that we can continue their work and their legacy and the lineage of Black people.
Yes, absolutely, Terry. Thank you so much. Just like everyone else here on the stage, I am just, I'm tickled pink that we get to work together on this. So thank you so much. And then last but not least, AW, go ahead and introduce yourself to everyone.
Peace, blessings to the room. Thanks, Sister Portia. Thanks, everybody. My name is AW. I'm from Detroit, about 32 years of age. I am married for about 2 years now. I come from a long line of just married Black folks. I'll just say that my parents have been married for about 34 years. My wife, her parents, her grandparents have been married for 60 years. And when we talk about lineage, I mean, I'm just so inspired to learn how to stay married, stay in love, and just give advice to people that are looking for love. I am young, but then I do understand that a lot of us young folks still are looking for love and still looking for, people or just friends or companions, however, like-minded folks, however you want to call it. But doing my lineage, I just understand how important it is to understand our family and our legacy and how we even got here. So I'm just glad. Thank you, Sister Portia, for having me on. But that's what I'm here for. I'm for the married advice for all the young couples or just how to get there. I was married in 2020 in the middle of the pandemic. Everybody was asking me, why are y'all getting married? What's going on? But we were able to move in the pandemic, get everything we need. Right now, I have a baby boy on the way. So there's a lot of just blessings and sacrifices that I am so glad that I put forth to get here. So I'm just glad to be a part so I can give advice to, restore that Black love, that marriage, that long list of, it's just a lot. That's why I'm here. I'll land there.
No, thank you so much, AW. You bring a lot of value to the team. And just so excited that you are joining us. So let me get into a little bit more about Love Speakeasy. It was founded last year, so we've been in existence for about a year. But in that year, we have been building and laying down the foundation of how we are going to connect Black Americans. We are in a fight for our lives, but through every single fight that our ancestors has had to contest, Black love has prevailed, and it is what has kept us together. So I'm just trying to adjust the title here a little bit. You guys go ahead and share the space. As I stated before, we are clearing out the dating pool for Black Americans. I'm gonna go to a question that came through our post for this room, and I thought it'd be a good idea to start there and answer his question first. And it's saying it's failed to decide the description. Don't know what that means. Okay, so the question is, how are we doing this, and will this be different and have solutions? So how are we bringing Black Americans together on Love Speakeasy? We're doing it in a very intentional way, in a way that has not been done before, a way in which is needed for Black Americans. Dating has transcended so many different realms, virtually, in person. There's dating shows, there's church groups, there's Christian meets. I mean, there's so many different things for people to find someone. And so Love Speakeasy is stepping out and saying, this is how we're going to differentiate ourselves, and we're going to do that through lineage. And essentially we're delineating. This is active delineation in play. And this is a way in which we can do that. And that's letting Black Americans know that, hey, if you are looking to date within your lineage, within the Black American ethnicity, you can do that. This week, I was just a little shocked this week. There was a therapist who, and this is getting a little off topic, but there was a therapist this week who just basically bashed and belittled 90% of her clientele, which she said was Black men. And she just said a list of just disparaging things about Black men. And we're here to let you know that Black men are here, and they are capable of having emotional intelligence, and they are capable of expressing themselves. So we're not subscribing to that narrative, not one bit. So a little bit more on how we're doing that is, this is a personal dating experience, a personal experience, if you will. It's not you filling out an application and it's going into a deep pool or abyss of just random names, and we're going to just select and see what happens. For everyone who's interested in this process of Love Speakeasy, we have a lot of exciting things coming for you. So the application process kind of initiates your first step into having a discovery call with one of the mindset coaches. In our back staff, who you've met, we have matchmakers, we have mindset coaches, and we have our one and only dear sexologist, Dr. Tamara. 25 and up can apply. So behind the scenes, you do have a discovery call with a mindset coach first. That is so important. The purpose of meeting with the mindset coach is to really understand this individual and their aptitude, their capacity, their readiness, their openness, and their will to start dating and doing it in a meaningful way. So a mindset coach is in place to kind of scan through a person's intentions and just understanding where those intentions are. It's also important that, we're not just pushing people through our process. This is not let's just hook them up and see, what shakes and do it for the ratings. That is not what Love Speakeasy is going to do. We are going to take that time to get to know individuals in that first discovery call, which takes about an hour. So, do plan to spend an hour probably through each of these calls, and everybody who signs up has about 3 calls that they have to go through to start. So after the discovery call, our contestants or applicants move on to meet with a matchmaker. And so they would either meet with AW or Janet. So what I'd really like also about this process and what makes us different is that men who sign up meet with Terry Harris and AW and Dr. Tamara. They meet with the men, the Black American men. You're not going to meet with a male is not going to sign up and be in a meeting with a Black American woman, mindset coach, or matchmaker, and just smooth their way through. No, I'm not going to do the mental gymnastics to try to catch your red flags. I don't want to even be in that position. So that is why the men who sign up, they meet with our male consultants, and the women meet with myself and Janet, and then also Dr. Tamara. I find it interesting that Dr. Tamara, yes, is meeting with both men and women. Why? Because Dr. Tamara got the credentials, okay? I really want, just don't even, you can try it if you want to, if you're a male or a woman who's seeking women. Yes, it's just not gonna work on Dr. Tamara. So we feel very confident and love that Dr. Tamara is going to do what she needs to do in those appointments. So that is the how. The solutions, just to talk about the solutions that we have in place are after you have gone through each appointment behind the scenes, we are working tirelessly to assess all of those appointments. We are looking and we are discussing, we are canvassing, we are investigating, we are exploring all possible options. And the purpose is to have you partnered up with the best 3 candidates in our roster, like the best 3. So if you're looking for someone who, loves music, they're easy on Sundays, they're things like that, we're going to use your parameters to find the best possible match. And again, these matches are being made based on, of course, conversations that Terry Harris had in his discovery call. Those things that are desired and discussed with AW. Those are the things that we're going to pull on, those layers. We're going to pull back all the layers. And we're going to investigate as far as we can before we have decided that matches are viable. So let's move a little bit into the show itself. So once we have chosen three potential partners for you to meet, it's showtime. So hopefully you understand that you are also signing up to be on a show. This is a show that will be taped live. It is a virtual meeting. It is something that will also be streamed on several platforms. You know what? Before I go too much further, Chanel, I was going to ask you if you had the teaser for the show. If you could play that, that would be awesome. If you have the teaser, you could play.
I'll invite her up.
Okay. And if not, I can go ahead and play the teaser as well. If you have questions, please hold on to your questions. We all look forward to answering your questions. But while you're bringing up Chanel, I'm going to go ahead and pull up the trailer itself as well. And I'll go ahead and play that. And that'll also give you a little bit of a sense of, what we are planning on doing. So just give me a minute here. And as Chanel's on her way up too, hopefully she can make it. Thank you so much again, you guys, for showing up and being here to get this information. If you're single or you're here to get information for your single friend, we love that too.
There has been a massive
this is the teaser for the show. And then after this, on the other side, what I'll do is I'll talk a little bit more about the show itself.
A social audio experiment that will give Black Americans the opportunity not only to shine, but make connections, have fun, and maybe find love. There has been a massive representation of Black love on reality TV or any social platform. Our audience for Love Speakeasy is a speed dating game show, a social audio experiment that will give Black Americans the opportunity Black love and shine, but make connections, have fun, and maybe find love. Follow and subscribe now to stay in loop on show updates, events, announcements for casting calls, and how you can join our audience for tapings. Plus, opportunities for the business community to partner. Love Speakeasy is being brought to you by Sincerely Black Love, and my name is Portia. Where there is Black love, there is wealth and power.
All right. So thank you. That is the teaser that we have out there. It is on Spotify. You can find that through our link in our profile. So please take a listen to that and share with your friends. So so that is the show. That is I have to turn off my notifications over here. So that is the show in a nutshell. Once we get you on stage, you will have an opportunity to have a conversation. You'll be coached at that point to know what questions to ask. What are things that are important to you to jumpstart a conversation with someone you're just meeting, and you'll have that opportunity to do that with the three individuals that we bring to the stage with you. So you can also have an opportunity to have your friends and family and guests in the audience. So that's a big part of the show too, is that live audience, because they're going to be just as engaged in the process as you are. So they're going to be listening. They're going to be engaged in these conversations. There may be comments, questions, encouragements, things of that nature, because the audience is going to have an opportunity to actually vote They'll be voting on who you should choose as your date. You know, who should you take things further with and explore further with. That's what we want. So you can choose, you know, who the audience has chosen for you, or you can decide to, you know, go on your own choice and go with your gut feelings. You know, we support either decision that is made. Now, if you make the audience's choice, Love Speak Easy will actually pay for and facilitate a virtual or in-person date, and that is something that would be paid by Love Speak Easy, and also we'll also want to know how that went, so we'll be following you along that journey as well. So that's what I have so far regarding the show. I am happy to answer any questions from the audience with regards to Love Speak Easy. I'll pause right there for questions, but then I'll also share more information about Sincerely Black Love if you're looking for love, but necessarily not interested in doing the speed dating show. So do we have someone up here with a question?
He's coming up.
All right.
We're going to have BW.
Hi, BW.
I'm just not coming in. Did you say this was a show? It's a show called Love Speak Easy?
Yes, ma'am. It is a show called Love Speak Easy. It is a lineage-based love connection. We're basically clearing out the dating pool, you know, just clearing it out. And what we want to do is create a space where you will meet potential partners, the best potential partners, in a way that you can express love in intentional ways. And so we do that through a process. Anybody who is looking for love, there are no age restrictions other than 25 and up, but behind the scenes, you're meeting with a mindset coach, you're meeting with matchmakers, and you're meeting with a certified doctored sexologist. And so we're using those appointments, those consult appointments, to partner and match Black Americans together based on their preferences.
Yeah, it do sound like a good idea. So is this virtual?
Yes, it is virtual. So you would not have to leave your home. You know, you just have to be camera ready. That's the only that's the only thing we ask.
Well, I'm not really. I didn't give up on the date game because people play too many games out here, and I'm like, forget it. But I can pass the information on to other people because I have got screwed so many times. These people playing. Although I met guys, but people ain't serious. At least I haven't found them serious. So I like forget it. I'm just reached to an age I don't even want to about now. But I will pass the information on. So does it cost for the dating thing? Does it cost?
So BW, thank you so much. You're asking very great questions there, and they're also very important. So it does not cost to sign up for Love Speak Easy at all. This is a service that we are providing to Black Americans because they feel and or share the same experiences you do, BW. That's the reality, is that they share, and I will speak for myself here. I share those same sentiments. However, I'm not giving up on love. I'm not giving up on dating. I'm not giving up on the prospect of getting married. But for me, it was, you know what, we got to clear this dating pool out. Dating is not being, what's the word? For me, it really, we got to delineate. Okay, and that is the difference here. We're delineating, but we're also behind the scenes. We are consulting with people. BW, I can tell you, we have met, we've had some people come through our process, and I can tell you, you can't fake it that long. You cannot fake it that long. You have to go through a mindset appointment, a mindset coach appointment, meaning that mindset coach is really assessing, are these intentions real? Are you really here to play games, or are you really here to date? And so we have a process, a structured process. These are validated questions between all the whole team. We've validated these questions to make sure that, okay, this here will let us know whether or not this is somebody serious and ready for a commitment. And yes, not here to play games, because we're not here to play games. We are here to intentionally connect Black Americans in love and in lineage. So that is the difference. And that is why we're doing. But no, it is free of charge. But yes, we understand where you're coming from. But through the process, just know, like if you open up and you say, you know what, let me give it a try. Let me just at least put my credentials out there so Love Speakeasy knows that I am looking, I am considering meeting someone, but these are the things that are my deal breakers. These are the things that I am looking for, will do, won't do, not gonna happen. So these are things that we actually refer to. We don't want to see that happen, and we're doing all that we can to make sure that doesn't happen. Terry spoke on his background in human resources, I believe like 20 plus years. I'm bringing about 25 years. I mean, together, we're bringing a lot of years of experience and the credentials. We have the work and the credentials behind our name to show that as well. So, in our day-to-day, we move accordingly, but we do the same over here. We bring those skills, we bring those tangible resources, and we're going to use them to our advantage. Terry, did I see with a question? And BW, does that answer your question, love?
Yeah, it does.
Thank you so much for your question. Terry, you had something to say? Go ahead.
No, I was basically just going to say what you were saying, telling BW, don't lose hope, because that's why Portia created this platform. So we do know that there are a lot of undateable people out there because they're not interested in dating, but that's exactly why this platform has been created and curated by Portia. So definitely don't lose hope. And hey, you never know, your person could be someone you meet right here.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Terry. That was beautifully said. Chanel, did you want to add too? I see your hand up.
Yes, thank you so much. I was outside, so the crickets are kind of loud. Hope you guys can hear me okay. My question is to Dr. Tamara Rose. What are some of the questions or the procedure we go through when we talk to you? Because I really like this idea, Portia, with how you put everything together, different components, and in different ways that we need to meet and love on one another. I'm not giving up on love either. It is kind of difficult. The older we get, the more difficult it becomes. But of course, you have put something together that is absolutely unique and amazing. I'm excited about it. I am a single woman myself. So my question really is to Dr. Tamara Rose. What are some of the questions or the process that you may go through when we go through Love Speakeasy?
So thank you for that, my love. I just knew that somebody would ask this question, so I was ready.
Yes, it was coming. I was waiting to.
So when you have a conversation with me, it's just that, right? It's not that I am sitting here interviewing you. We're literally having a conversation about your sexual love language, right? And what that looks like and how it shows up to you and for you in the spectrum of sexuality, because our sexuality is, from my perspective, who we are, and it spans every single dimension of our lives. And when I talk about dimensions of our lives, I'm talking about emotional, mental, of course, physical, biochemical, energetical, spiritual, legal, institutional, ancestral, like social, and I can go on and on about these dimensions of sexuality that we reside in at any given time. And so we're having a conversation about that. Where do you reside in the space of sexuality? How do you identify with your sexuality? What are you more oriented to or not. I'm not just talking about sexual orientation. I'm just talking about in terms of pleasure. Like, how does that show up in the space of your relationships, right? Are you even comfortable in your body? Because if you're not comfortable in your body, you're not going to be comfortable in a sexual experience, right? And so how do we get you comfortable in your body? How do you experience bodily autonomy and agency over your body? What does consent look like for you? Because at every step of the way, you should be consenting to your sexual experiences, your sexual pleasure. And then also, how do you communicate your sexual desires? Because it's not a one-time thing. And then helping us to understand that the sex that I had when I was 20, baby, I'm not having that.
Okay.
I mean, it might be a little bit better.
Okay.
So, are your real
A lot better.
Are your expectations realistic? Have you even had an orgasm? Do you know your body parts and how they function? Because if you don't, you can't experience the most pleasure that you would desire to experience. And what are your hard no's when it comes to sex? Are you open? Are you poly? Are you monogamous? Like, is oral sex important to you? Do you want to perform oral or anal? What's your ideal sex partner look like? How many times a week do you want to have sex? Like, so we have all these conversations and we dig deep into even how does your upbringing, your inner child, how does all those things play out in the space of sexuality? Because we all grew up under specific conditioning. For example, I grew up, in a Christian household, and the narrative in most Christian churches is good girls don't. Now, how does that show up in the space of pleasure? Because if I was told that good girls don't, and I attached a narrative of women who suck, I'm sorry, let me speak professionally. Women who, give blowjobs are, they are a certain way, they're this, they're that. Then when my partner asked me to give them a blowjob or to, perform oral sex on him or her, then guess what? That good girl narrative is going to kick my ass because that's what I was told. And I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to want to do it, which could prevent me from experiencing pleasure, but also prevent me from, maintaining a sexual connection to my partner. So these are kind of the things that we talk about. Am I comfortable? Because there's a difference between pain and discomfort. Or do I have any sex rituals, and all of these sorts of things. So I hope that answers your question, because we really get into it. Because like I said, I've been in this field 33 years or something like that. And I've heard a lot, I've seen a lot, I've done a lot. And so, and that's just for those who are wondering, my doctorate degree is actually, I have a doctorate degree and a PhD. So, and both of those are in human sexuality. And then I have an MSW social work with a clinical mental health focus. And then I have a master's of education. So I can speak to a variety of things and make it very sexual. And then just a little bit personally, in terms of the space of love, I think I may bring a unique perspective. I have been married twice and divorced twice. And so within those two experiences, I've learned a lot about marriage, a lot about Black love, a lot about sensuality, and a lot about sexuality. So I bring a unique perspective to this because I was married first in my 20s. I knew I shouldn't have done it, but I did it. Everything in me was screaming, don't do it, but I did it, and I paid dearly for that. But I wouldn't change anything because it helped to shape me into the woman that I am today. It taught me a lot about what I didn't want, what I needed. It taught me about, how do I show up in the space of a relationship and not lose myself, right? How do I maintain my authentic voice and still be a wife? And then also unpacking what does that look like when we talk about being a wife, right? Because again, depending on your framing, there's a lot of baggage, a lot of conditioning, a lot of expectations that come with the terms husband and wife, right? And so then my second marriage, I did not expect that one to end, but I knew it had to end because I wasn't able to be, who I was. But that also taught me a lot about love and a lot about relationships and what I needed and what I didn't need in a relationship. And so that's the perspective I bring in the conversation when we're talking about sexuality as well. Was that good? Did you get it?
I loved it. You broke down more than I wanted. And I just have two more questions and I'm done. It says that you are a doula. I love that. And congratulations to you. Dove, I didn't know. Congratulations to you.
Thank you.
My mother was birthed by a midwife. Is a midwife and doula the same thing? And then my second question is, a woman I'm in my early 40s. If I still wanted to have at least one child, is that possible? Those are my two questions. Thank you.
Thank you so much for those beautiful questions. The main difference between a doula and a midwife is that a midwife has the ability, the capability, the capacity to provide medical services, whereas a doula does not unless she has that specific training. But then at that point, she's acting outside the realm of a doula. A doula just essentially provides education, postpartum support. If she's a postpartum doula, she can also be a fertility doula, which is a person like myself. I am a fertility and a birth and a postpartum doula. A fertility doula helps to prepare the woman's womb for pregnancy, making sure that it's healthy, because you cannot bring forth life into this world with a toxic uterus. And so we want to make sure that that uterus is in a space, but also the sacral chakra where the uterus is housed. We want to make sure that the energy in that space, the womb space is what I call it, is healthy, so that we can reduce the possibility of passing down those ancestral imprints to our children. So because all life begins in the womb, and so we want to make sure that that space is ready. A birth doula tends to the mother during birth. Whatever she needs, she helps her, support her through, like she may teach her breathing techniques, like, you know, you've probably heard of Lamaze. I don't do Lamaze. I do what's called hypnobirthing, which is a little bit different. And so, yeah, so she provides like all the support, childbirth education classes, parenting classes, teaching the partner how to be a support during the birthing process. She also helps to advocate for the mother. She comes up with a plan. She serves as that link between her and the physician if needed. So all that kind of support that the mother needs during the pregnancy, that's what a doula does. And then postpartum or postnatal doula provides support to the mother or the baby, depending on what the mother needs in that capacity. Let me see. And yes, a woman over 40 can definitely have a healthier baby if she is in care, working with the doula. I encourage all people to work with the doula, because sometimes medical providers don't have the time. And that's where the doula comes in, because they can come down and break down the language and the terminology and fill the gaps where the doctor may have left out a lot of things, because what they get 15 minutes, and most of the times they're not attentive as they should be, let me say it that way. And then also sometimes the moms just don't understand the medical terminology. And so that's where the doula can come in. And sometimes because westernized medicine is designed to feed you medicine, whereas a doula can come in and advocate, like, especially if a mother wants to have a natural birth and not have an epidural and all these sorts of things. The doctors may push that on them. They may push induction. They may push a C-section. And the doula can say, nope. Mother, you have these choices. You do not have to, that kind of a thing. And so, yeah, a woman over 40, she can definitely have a baby if she's preparing that uterus, that womb space for what she needs to prepare for. And especially if a woman has had a miscarriage or has had a stillbirth or anything like that, then I encourage her to definitely work with, or even has any type of trauma in her womb space, I definitely encourage her to work with a fertility doula to get that womb space back into a healthy space, so that she can then bring forth life into this world in a healthier way, as well as, and then especially with the doula, such as myself, all the work I do is very ancestral related, very spiritual related. And when I say spiritual related, it's not religious, but spiritual, connecting to the spirit, because we all are a spirit. And so connecting to that energy within to really help you manifest, bring forth life that you so desire. That's it.
That is awesome. Oh my God. Listen, if your friends weren't here to hear that and get the information, good luck regurgitating that. But man, that is so important. And yes, oh my gosh, yes, because we want to bring forth life, and we want to expand and move our lineage forward. And doing that, you're doing just amazing work, Dr. Tamara. And man, I see clearly why this work that you're doing is important, and so honored to have you a part of our dating show. That's just awesome. Chanel, did you want to respond to her?
I just want to say thank you so much and answer. Thank you. I'm excited and optimistic as well.
It is my absolute honor and pleasure to serve. Thank you so much.
I see we have a Black man on stage and has his hand up. A Black man, go ahead.
First and foremost, I want to ask Dr. Tamara, open up your purse. I'm going to throw my bid in. That's number one. Number two.
Wait. Order in the court. Order in the court. Okay, a Black man, are you throwing in your bid for the dating show? I just want to clarify what you're stating.
That's going to be my second question. My second question is, now that you are public and you're letting everyone know that these are your intentions and this is what you are going to bring to pass, from today to actual date of production, what is the timeline? That's my only question.
Sure, and that is a very good question, A Black Man. Thank you. So, right now, the process.
Still putting my bid in. I'm still putting my bid in because my bid can be put in and it can happen before.
Oh
production
man!
begins.
Okay. So the process itself, behind the scenes, should take no more than 3 weeks. That is, a week for each appointment. So week 1, you'll have your discovery call. Week 2, you'll have your call with the matchmaker, and then by week 3, will be getting you into an appointment with Dr. Tamara. I do want to caution that the appointments are recorded. Okay, A Black Man. So, we have those in place because we have to work across teams. And it's important that we capture you in your most authentic way, and being as transparent as possible. We're reading everything. Again, like I said, Terry Harris brings a stellar background in human resources and coaching and mentoring. So, as well as myself, I'm just very excited about that. So you're looking at about 3 weeks to go through the application process. From there, we are looking for the best potential partners for you. So as all these appointments are taking place, we are reading over all the applications. Terry can look at the Black American women who have signed up, and he'll say, hey, I see you met with so-and-so, and I'm reading her application, and I got a chance to watch her discovery call with you, and I'm thinking this might be a good fit for, A Black Man. So those are the types of things that are happening behind the scenes. And one thing we're not going to do is we're not going to rush the process. We're just not going to force it because we want to bring something live on air. No, that's not where we're going with this. That kind of leads me into another point, and I'm just going to share this with everybody in the room. It's small and it's quaint, so you guys will get this information first before it's actually posted. But we currently have another space, a virtual space for Black Americans that are single to meet and mingle. And it will be a membership fee. We have 2 levels. We'll have a general level and we'll have a VIP level. And it's like a subscription, if you will, on a monthly basis for you to have that space. You can shoot your shot all day. We'll have special rooms, if you will, for lineage verified individuals. So not the whole space will be lineage verified, but these are people who are, in support of Black love. They understand Black love. They understand the mission of how we want to repair Black families, i.e. reparations. Really understanding, Black love in its essence. So Dr. Tamara is there. She has a sexology lounge, so she'll be giving different events. Terry will have a space. AW will have a space. We'll all have a space where we'll be able to share content, different events. But the lineage verified space is kind of neat as well. We have the Poorhouse Cabaret. If you've ever been to a cabaret, you know the style. But it's Poorhouse, P-O-U-R, Poorhouse Cabaret. We'll have entertainment, spoken word, live DJs, and things of that nature. You'll have an opportunity to turn your camera on as if you want to show off. You can do that, but it's a space for Black Americans to meet and mingle. So if you are interested in this platform and you like, things that everybody is bringing here, you can still get our services, and that's if you pay for the VIP subscription. And you're actually working with us behind the scenes, not to be on the show, but for us to be working behind the scenes to work among our roster and help in finding you someone who has signed up with us, someone who has expressed interest in meeting someone. And then at that point, we'll get some one-off appointments as needed to make those happen. But that's at a VIP level. But we also have the general admission level. There's lots of perks with that, as well as we get to shooting our show, Love Speak Easy. There's a lot of advantages to being a member, a subscribing member to Love Speak Easy, Sincerely Black Love. So that's where we're going with this, and just really excited to get our first show started. So it's not going to happen until we are firm and we have somebody ready to go, and that could be male or woman. I'm gonna shoot it over to Janet. She hasn't been speaking much, but I'm gonna let her talk a little bit about the show and how, if you're not chosen, what options are there for you. Janet.
Yes, BW did have her hand up. I would like to let her go.
Yeah, no problem. Go ahead, BW.
I did want to ask you a question, although I think I'm not looking for anybody, but you never know. But anyway, do you have the candidates already to, if you want to sign up, or as you get people in, that's how you're going to match people?
As people come in, we're matching them. So currently we have people on our roster. Yes. Oh. Mm-hmm. Now, okay. Do we have someone on our roster that we're like, okay, I think this show is for you. This is, we're ready to bring you forward. We have 3 people that are on our roster that we think are the best potential partners for you. We think these would be some great conversations for you to have. So yes, we're not going to half-step this process. And that is why I have selected the people that you hear on stage purposefully. They all bring a value. So no, nobody's rushing this process. We're just, not throwing people on our list and hooking people up. No, but we ain't got time for that.
Yeah. Okay. One more question. You said something about a reason person if you choose the person. So what reason would you have not to choose a person? What is it? What would stop them from getting chosen?
Are you speaking of, say, right in the midst of a live taping, meaning someone doesn't choose someone?
Well, I don't know. Okay, I don't know how it would work. You just said if you chose it. I just want to know what was the reason why a person.
Sure. A person would be chosen if they have if we have potential matches behind the scenes for them. That's when we have a show, right? We don't have a show with just say BW and we can have 30, 40, potential partners on there, but none that are meeting your qualifications. So you particularly wouldn't be show ready, but here's this. There may be a male who is show ready, right? Because we found 3 potential women who, meet his, but you actually you fit within that realm, right? You may fit within that. And you may be actually one of the 3 people that this gentleman gets an opportunity to have a conversation with. It could go both ways. You may or may not be the feature single first go round, and it may happen second go round. So for instance, if we have a show with you, BW will put you on stage with 3 potential men, and you select someone. I want to choose person A. Well, person B and C will have an opportunity to be featured on another show. They're basically out there. They're eligible. They have been exposed as somebody who is eligible and ready to date. So We'll continue to go through our roster. As more people are signing up, we'll continue to investigate those applications. And yeah, we'll find those matches. So that is what and how a show will be created. A show, live virtual show. But
right. It reminded me of a show that was on TV before. What you're saying, I don't know the paper called the show, but they had something similar to that on TV.
It's similar, but what's different is what we're doing behind the scenes. It's also being that this is lineage based. That is the difference. That is the key difference. And again, doing this in intentional ways. And we're just all excited to be a part of this process. We've been meeting lots of people behind the scenes, but again, love is not something that you should gamble with, and people are being open, they're being vulnerable, and they're sharing their desires. To date, they're sharing experiences that weren't favorable for dating. They're bringing this, I'm not dating right now. Okay, well, don't sign up, that's fine. But we want to work with people who are open, willing to share, happy about Black love, come from Black love, understand Black love. But hey, you're working with mindset coaches. Again, you're working with mindset coaches. Terry, you can key in anytime you want, if there's anything you want to add, but it's really understanding the intentions of the individual. So again, those game shows that were on TV, I'm almost certain they did not have these things that we have in place, or even a space where Black Americans can convene and meet and socialize and have their profiles and chat, shoot their shots, get letters from Cupid. That's another feature that we have in our space. But yeah, so we have something for everyone, whether you are interested in joining the show, or if you want to subscribe to our social platform where you can get those services as well.
Right. And if I could piggyback on that real quick, Portia, to BW. BW, I know that, there have been those shows on TV, but those shows, if I may, were microwavable shows. This is a slow cooker show. Point. Therefore, on those shows, you got food that was bad for you. But on this one, we're going to make sure the food is healthy for you. So that's what separates this one from, a show that may have been, because all they do on those shows, they look at a couple pictures. They say this guy likes to ride bikes. This girl likes to play tennis. Let's put them together. And of course, that's not going to work out. But here, what we're doing is the fellas that are interviewed up front, just so we can make sure, this is a genuine person who's actually interested in dating and not just interested in the sheep at night and then, being out of there the next day. That's why, we want this to be something that blossoms and becomes something great that you can sit down and talk to someone and say, I found my love at, this incredible show. So that's what that's what separates these two. One was microwavable, and this one is slow cooker.
It do sounds good, because our people do need that, because we out here hurt and we don't have the confidence in each other. So it do sound like a great idea.
Yeah, and you will have that support, BW, because we don't want our Black people out here wandering in the wilderness. So you have, protection and support. We're vetting for you to make sure so that you're safe and good and can have a long-lasting relationship.
Yeah, I feel you.
Great questions, BW. Thank you so much. So yeah, that is what I had to share. I don't want to keep everybody too long, but I'm again very happy to do this space. This is the first one that we were able to get on tonight and do a good Q&A on Love Speakeasy, as well as our social platform, Sincerely Black Love, for dating Black Americans. So any last questions or remarks from anyone?
Anybody in the audience want to come up?
You are welcome to do so. I will say, take a look at the application. The application is about 5 minutes. The questions are not scary, but they are peeling probably a little bit of that first layer, and understanding like who you are. So I'm going to go through some of the questions on the application. We are opening up the applications tonight, and we are scheduling people tonight. So if that is you, if you have a friend, go ahead and send them our link for the application. Janet, if you while I'm reading through, if you want to put it up in the Jumbotron, you can. And you can pull one of the tweets. It's fine. So here are the questions that we have. One, we want to know your age. And so those are, in grouped 25 to 30, 31 to 35, and so forth. How did you hear about us? Just the basics there, contact information, so that we can send you an SMS, text message, and as well as like your location, like where you are in the world. The other questions that we have is like, how do you identify? Again, still basic. Are you currently single or dating? And those things could be single and not dating, single and dating, not dating and single. I mean, you can just let us know. We also want to know if you're able to trace your lineage back to at least 1870. We want to know your dating preference. So are you same sex, opposite sex, things of that nature? Have you ever been married? What was your longest relationship? What are you looking for in a new relationship? Your zodiac sign, your color. What is the best color that describes your personality? Are you an extrovert, omnivert, introvert? And so there's some explanation there so you can better understand where you fall. We understand that sometimes those may be new terms to some. What are your top 3 love languages? And if you're unaware of what your love languages are, and if you haven't assessed what your love languages are as of recently, because they do change, we do have the link there so that you can take a quiz and identify what your top 3 love languages currently are. What is your current occupation? What are you most passionate about? What do you consider to be your best attributes? What are the most important things that you're looking for in a person? What's something about yourself that you're proud of? What is the biggest turnoff in a person? And how would you unwind from a busy day? So that's the initial application. That is what we want from you, just to get an understanding of who you are. From there, you're scheduled, like I said, a discovery call with one of the matchmakers, either myself or Terry Harris here on stage. Then you move on. If you move on, again, we just don't move everybody on, but then you can move on to meet with a matchmaker. And then, of course, a appointment with Dr. Tamara. No worries. So pull the link from our bio, and you'll be able to get to the application. It's the first link. I actually have a shaking form on it so that you see it moving around. And also, let's see. From there, we'll share information with you about joining our social space for Black Americans. And if you're interested in a membership, and interested in joining that space, that would be awesome. But yeah, these are the early stages of something great, you all. So not everything is going to be in place, meaning like we don't have that scheduled show date just yet. That's something that you'll have to stay tuned with. Follow our socials here on Twitter. Follow our socials on Instagram. We're also on TikTok. Yes, and also I would like the people on stage, before we close out, do share your social handles as well. Okay, share your social platforms as well, because this is not all they do, right? As we're sharing, so they have services that they provide, and I encourage you to support what they have going on. Yeah, so that's that. That's all I have. I want to thank you all. I'm gonna hand it over to Janet, and then we'll just swing around, let everyone just add whatever last comments. Those that have a mic, speakers on the stage, guest speakers on the stage, feel free to add any last comments as well.
Yes, everybody. You can find me at lovebay_professor, PROF, lovebay_professor. I'm there. Reach out to me, DM me if you have any questions. I'll be happy to answer them. And I hope everyone has a good evening.
Yeah, I do want to say something for you, leave. I don't know. It's just that I guess I'm old fashioned. It's sort of intimidating in a way because of the questions. I mean, your question is not hard, but when you said you're switching over to Dr. Tamara, and it's like because she have all this background, especially when they come to all this personal information about you, a person, and then you got to share it. That can be sort of intimidating to me. So it can be a scary part. Sharing stuff with people.
It could be. And we resonate with that. I actually connect with you on that. That's why we have these discovery calls. You have an opportunity to meet, and you would ideally meet with me in a discovery call. We'll just explore. It's just like Dr. Tamara said, it's a conversation. Yes, I have some questions behind the scenes because now I want to dig deeper. Let's talk about your values. Let's talk about your upbringing. Let's talk about, you sharing you. There's no wrong answers. You're sharing who you are and what your desires are. And you're also sharing your fears and anything that may be intimidating to you. We understand. We understand that. And, again, we're all bringing our credentials and our experience to the table. I can tell you, talking about HR is not fascinating, but it's important work. And the work that Terry and I have done collectively in human resources transfers well to something like this. When you're assessing people, their qualifications, their ability to learn, listen, expand, grow. So we're looking for all of those things. Yes, it could be intimidating. Yes, when it comes to the show, it could be intimidating, but hopefully by then you feel comfortable and you trust us that we would not put you in harm's way. So we want this to be a great experience for everyone who signs up for Love Speakeasy, whether they're doing the show or whether they want to sign up for our, like I said, our social platform and become a member, because there are wonderful perks there to meet someone. Okay, but again, you're essentially paying for a service, and everybody here on that stage is bringing some amazing things. BW, did you have something else you wanted to add? I'm sorry.
No, I just want to cover that. That's all I have to say.
No, thank you so much. Yes.
Portia, can I jump in there and talk to my love?
Yes, you may.
Please. So, the reason why I got into the field of sexuality is because when I was 5 years old, I saw my mother go through an experience with a physician that was less than desirable. It was very inhumane. She was, what I know now is that she was at a gynecologist, and come to find out she had reproductive health issues. And being a 5-year-old little girl, I saw that and I did not like the way that my mother was being treated. And I remember her having a conversation with me afterwards. And I remember telling her I did not like that. And then as I continued to grow up, my house was the house where where my little girlfriends would come and talk to my mom about sexuality, because my mom has always been open. By the time I was 13, I knew I wanted to be a sex therapist. And I told my mom that at 13. And she said, okay, now, but what does that mean to you? And my mom's, she's a social worker too. So she understood what I was saying, but she wanted to make sure I understood what I was saying. And at the age of 13, I knew that I wanted to get into this field of human sexuality, because I wanted to be that space where Black women, specifically Black women, could come and have a safe space to talk about sexuality in all of its colors, and all of its beauty, and all of its complexities, and just all that it is and who we are. And that's been the heart of my work. So I hear you when you say those questions could be intimidating. It could be very, overwhelming and all of these things. But I want to assure you, my approach to sexuality is just that, creating a safe space for Black women specifically. Now, I work with everybody, but my heart, my passion, my purpose is Black women. Because when I got into the field, there were not many Black women. Mm-hmm. What we had was a Dr. Ruth. Now, she was an old white lady. Now, many of us couldn't relate to that. And she certainly couldn't relate to us because of how we are introduced and have been introduced since the transatlantic slavery situation, right? And so understanding that and understanding what that has done to our lineage in terms of our sexuality, in terms of our relationships, in terms of our love, in terms of our family, that is the embodiment of my work. And so I say that to say for anybody, who comes to meet with me, first of all, that my conversation is the one that's not taped. Now, I do take notes, and Portia set it up that way because she wanted us to be able to have that safe space. The purpose of my note taking is only to simply share, and it's just a summary of what I feel that person is looking for sexually. Other than that, my conversations are not taped because I want people to feel free, to feel safe, to be able to have the conversation with me. And again, I also need to say, and I'm sure that Portia said this, but just to reinforce it, there's no judgment. I'm going to love on you just the same, no matter who you are and where you are in your particular stage of life. And having a conversation with me, we're just really talking about you and what you like. And then sometimes, especially when I found out when I've worked with a lot of, older women, and I'm not assuming your age, BW, I'm just saying older women, is that they weren't taught to have that conversation, And so how do we have a conversation that we weren't taught to have? I specialize in that, right, you see? And also, again, a lot of Black women just in general, across the Black experience, haven't been taught to have these conversations in a way that brings them pleasure. And what I love now is that I do a lot of work with the beautifully wiser generation, the generation that's above me, and that a lot of them are starting to get back into the dating world, and they don't understand what that looks like now in this century, or in this particular generation that we in now, especially in the virtual space. So I do hear the intimidation, I do hear the fears, but I do also know that we need to have the conversations because, again, older generations, they're starting to be sexually active again. They don't that they need to use condoms. Well, because condoms when they were coming up was for pregnancy, but they're past childbearing age, but they still are exposing themselves to sexually transmitted infections. So how do I have that conversation with you in order to keep yourself safe, but actually help you have the pleasure you need to have? Because you do want pleasure. Because sexuality is a basic urge. It's formed in our brainstem with the desire for food and for fight and flight, all these sorts of things. But I say all that to say, you safe. Anybody's safe when we have this conversation because my purpose, my intention to create that safety and that affirming love and space. So I hope that kind of explains a little bit of how you work with me and the way that I don't come at you just, forcefully with the questions. We ease into the questions because I gauge you and to see what you're ready for, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I understand. It is true what you said about older women. They really haven't been, taught anything about that because I never was. So, people just don't tell you anything because of your upbringing. So you learn as you go. So that's why I was saying that. So, but I'm good with it. I just want to, like you said, feel comfortable enough to talk to people, because people out here play games, and that's my problems.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't have that trust with a lot of people. They're not for real. They say it is. So that's why I ask a lot of questions.
As you should, because you're right. People do play a lot of games. I've experienced that myself. But the very beautiful thing, and so many of us on this platform tonight have said, is that this is an intentional dating show. We are vetting people. So first of all, we're not going to waste anybody's time with somebody who is not serious. And that's why they have to go through this process, this screening process. So by the time they get to you, we've already made sure that they're intentional with their dating experience, that they are here to date, to fall in love, to have Black love, and to have a Black family and what that looks like for them. And so that's the beautiful thing that sets this show apart from everybody else. There is a serious vetting process, because if they make it to me and through Portia and through Terry and through Janet and through AW, if they going through, that's what, 4 people right there, 5 of us. They're serious. They are definitely serious about the experience. And that's why I signed on to this. And also Portia blackmailed me into this thing. But no, seriously, I signed on to it because I believe in Black love, and because I see the effort and the intention that's going into finding, I don't want to use the word quality, but finding people who are very serious and genuine and intentional about Black love and the Black experience of dating.
Amen.
Yes, and I would love to jump in there, BW, just to add something, because we are a family and we're like that layer of protection that you would have if, your boyfriend would go and meet your father or your mom or your sister or your brother. We're that layer of protection that everybody probably doesn't have. So we go through that process with you, make sure this is, what you should be looking for. And talking to Dr. Tamara will be very, very healing for you and for a lot of us. And we need to have those conversations and just get over whatever so that we can love openly and freely.
Mm-hmm. BW, thank you so much for your questions. I mean, they were very heartfelt, and I hope we answered those for you. I think you are a beautiful person. I love your voice, and I think we're not to be. This is what my father told me. We are not meant to be alone. That's what my father said to me.
Who wants to be
and
alone?
It was very straightforward. I understood what he was saying. Got it. We're not supposed to be alone. So I'm going to do what I need to do so that I make myself available. I create this platform so that I can delineate the dating pool. We can, get everybody out the way. I need to know who's ready, who's real. What is it that they want? Does it line up? I done met with Dr. Tamara. Okay, this sounds good. Okay, great. I feel like everything that I'm worried about has been removed, right? And now I can open up and say, okay, I wow, these are 3 people that I'm going to have an opportunity to at least connect with. And, and hey, if it's not a love connection, I think it's going to be an amazing friendship. Like could even potentially be a friendship connection. This is somebody that I think you will, out of the 3 people, will find fascinating. Like, wow, you actually, these people actually line up with what I'm interested in, and I line up with what they're interested in. That to do this with this type of team and to make it happen, bring it to the platform. It has not been done before. I feel excited about it. I want others to feel excited about it, but also feel like this is almost like a white glove process that we're going to take you through. Terry, you gave the best analogy. This is a slow cooker. This is a slow cooker. But yeah, we loved your questions, BW. Thank you so much for asking them, because they were very important questions. So yeah, that's all I wanted to add there. AW, did you want to close out? Anything you want to say?
I'm smashing chicken, but I'm just loving the restore the Black family. It's coming from my perspective. I just hear everybody. I just look forward to getting brothers on cold, and I can tell when a brother's serious and which head he's really thinking with. So I just really look forward to this process, this show. Just keep me lined up. Yeah, that's all I have.
Thank you, AW. Terry, I'm gonna swing it to you. Any last words?
I mean, not really. You know, everything's been said this evening. It was great to be on here and hear from so many great people. And just know that if you are listening and you are looking for love, seeking love, wanting to be loved as it is your right to be loved and to have love in your life, this is the place for you. We are not here to just be here. We are here to help you along the way, to help you find that person. Maybe you haven't found a person because y'all haven't crossed paths. Well, this is the place where you can and you will cross paths with so many different professionals on here who Portia has picked to be on the team, who have, you know, different lines of work, different opinions, different values, but we all sync up to know that the heart is not something to be played with. It might be one of the strongest muscles in the body, but it's also the most fragile muscle in the body.
Amen. Amen on that. I can't go behind that, you guys. But I love this space. This was awesome to get these questions out. We'll do this again soon. The applications again are open, so we are scheduling. So if you are filling out your application, please check your email. If you have friends that are single, just shoot them the link. Let them know, send them the teaser so they can get an overview. They can hear my voice on what to expect on the show. And as I stated, you know, we'll have that social platform where, you know, remember the days of Black Planet? Okay, when Black Planet was doing its thing, okay, it's gonna have that same nostalgia, I think, but it's just gonna be so much purpose and potential, and what could just take place. So I'm just so excited to amplify this message with y'all. Share Sincerely Black Love, love Speakeasy with you guys. So thank you so much. Follow the account, follow all the socials, follow everyone sitting on the stage, Professor Love Bay, AW, Dr. Tamara Rose, Terry Glenn Harris. And I want to say thank you to Chanel, Just Be You, Mimi down there in the audience. Hey, Mimi. They do me. Why they do me? Thank you so much for listening in. I see your third eye. El Boogie, thank you so much for joining us. And Paris Wells, thank you so much for joining us. Yes, why they do me. Nice to meet you. So that's it, my beautiful Black people, family. Thank you so much for this space. It was a lot of love around here. Great questions. That's all I got. Good night.
Peace.
Peace out.